Hello and welcome back to my Astro Imaging Journey channel. Today I want to update my biases and darks. So, excuse me. It's been a while since I've done anything with my biases, darks, and flats. I got a couple of nights here where it's going to be cooler than the past few nights, and also it's going to be cloudy skies the next couple nights. So I decided it's a perfect time to get a full night's worth of imaging, and the imaging being darks and biases. I also want to not just update my 800 ISO, but my 1600 ISO. I know I've been shooting a lot in the 800, but I've been trying a couple targets at 1600 just to see. So I'm going to update both the 800 and 1600 ISO darks and biases. So with that, as you can see on the screen, we have backyard EOS. That's generally what I use when I just do single shots or solar, lunar, darks and biases, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and connect up our camera. And so I basically want to do 100 of each, but what we will see here is that I'm going to have an issue with the names. So we're going to do bias here. I really don't need a name there. And we could just run this like it is. And when we go to do the darks, we'll just flip this over to dark, flip this over to bulb, duration 60 seconds, 120, and 300. So I want to do them at each of the different exposure times. I know Light Vortex Astronomy and a couple other sites have said that PixInsight will scale the exposure from whatever you've taken it up to the light frames exposure. So if you have darks that were exposed for 1 minute and you have 5-minute light subs, the PixInsight will auto scale and do a best guess of where the dark noise should be. But I'm just going to go ahead and make true length of exposure darks tonight. So let's go ahead and put this back. So if you know what I'm doing here, that's great. If you're new to it, bias is sensor bias, sensor noise. So we go with the fastest shutter speed possible at your target ISO and just let it run. And we're connected up. I've got this set. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start capturing. And as you can see, it's just going to take some time to do it. Hopefully it doesn't take till 6 o'clock tomorrow night, but we'll just let it run. I hope I set it to 100, not 1,000. But we'll let it run. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll be back when this completes so we can start our darks. Alright, we're just about done with the biases. And let's see, the estimated time did change, thank goodness. So we're just about there. Looks like about 9 or 8 more frames.
Alright, so let's go ahead and switch this over to a dark. And we'll change our shutter to bulb. Both of these. We'll set our target duration for 60 seconds. ISO 800 and 1600. And then we'll just do 100 of each at 120 seconds as well as 300 seconds. So that would be 1 minute, 2 minute, and 3 minute, or excuse me, 5 minute. So let me get that set. All right, everything should be set now. Just going over it one last time to make sure. And all right, so this is 100 5-minute subs for that's going to take forever. That's definitely going to be a couple nights. So hopefully I can at least get into the 2-minute subs, probably the 800 ISO, but it's all good. Let's take a look. And all right. Oh, sorry, squirrel moment. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get this started capturing here in a minute, but should be good to go as far as all my settings. Yep. So let's get this capture started. All right, it's running now. So gotta keep an eye on that histogram. I'm gonna be curious to see how far off the left-hand side that moves to the right, especially when I transition from the 1 minute to the 2 minute, and then from the 2 minute to the 5 minute. But either way, we'll let this run and I'll be back if anything significant happens.
All right, here we are in the morning and a little bit later than I thought I'd get down here, but that's okay. So as you can see the histogram, it's definitely grown from the right. We're in the 2-minute subs. Actually, yeah, we're still in the 2-minute subs. So I'm going to abort this. That one.
All right, sorry for having a voiceover on this on a couple spots, but whenever the backyard EOS little beep there happens, my audio stops recording. I do not know why. But anyways, back to the task at hand. All I'm going to do here is just organize the biases and darks that I've collected tonight. So, what you're going to see me doing here in this sped up video or portion of the video is just organizing these into better, well, better for me anyways, a better organization structure, so that I can better differentiate which files are which when it comes time to creating my master calibration frames. Alright, I've loaded up the photographer's ephemeris here. What you're going to see, so what I'd like to do here, yes, my rig is under a cover. All my cover lens caps and everything are on it. But I still don't want any potential for light to bleed in. So as you can see here, 5:49 is the nautical start. So that would be normally about the time I would be ending my imaging session. I could push it in between there and 6:20 when the civils start and the skies really start to brighten up in the morning. But I'm probably going to end it or try to end my session around 5:50. I'll be getting up around that time anyway, so that's all well and good. And then over on the other end, you see I have the imaging. I can start taking the darks around 8:30 ish. 8:20 is the time for the normal time where I would start going out there and doing my polar alignment, star alignment, things of that nature. So let me finish copying these over, and we will be back tonight. All right, one thing I wanted to do before I log off for the day is we want to disable what we've got done, or the ones that have been done, and then adjust our the one that we did complete. We're going to drop that down to how many are left to be completed, and then we're going to come down to the bottom and we're going to save that as a template, which we will load. Yep, there we go. We're going to save that, give it a file name, and then we will be able to load that tonight. We won't have to remember or go and search for how many we have left to do. So I will see you later this evening. All right, we're back for night 2 of trying to get some dark frames done. And let's go ahead and connect up. Already powered everything up. And I know I showed you earlier in the video where I saved that loadout. So let's go ahead and load our file, which is dark updated. So we got 19 left of the 2 minutes at 1600 and 100 each at 800 and 1600, 5 minutes each. So if you figure 50 minutes per 10 with download time and everything, it's going to be closer to an hour, a little bit under an hour, but still. So we're looking at 10 hours. Ooh, that's going to be a long time. So might need another night or two. Anyways, why tonight? Let's look at tonight's forecast. As you can see here, we got some cloudy skies that looked a little bit clearer when I was driving home from work around 6:37. And, it said 30% covered, 20% covered, and it didn't look like that to me, but it did have a little bit of haze, which, this being poor on the scene and the transparency being average, I could see that, pun intended. But let's look at, as much as I like the clear sky chart, let me go over here to this guy, and let's look at the hourly. And as you can see on the hourly here right now, it's clear skies, and yep, when I was just out there powering everything up, it was absolutely clear. But they're projecting us to get to 34% by 11, and overnight 48, 44. going to be kind of cloudy tonight. I played that game the other night. Tried to squeak in there before the clouds moved in. I got maybe 16 1-minute subs on a cluster throughout the whole night. It wasn't worth the heartache. So tonight I'm just going to focus on darks. I'm not going to play Dodge the Clouds. And tomorrow night's looking a little bit better. It's going to start out a little cloudy, but then clear up. If we go into Wednesday morning, still going to be iffy. And then Wednesday night. So it might be a little tough the next couple days. But, it is what it is. And over here, as you can see, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got one other one, so 8 videos plus this one. So that's 9 total videos that I need to edit and get uploaded for you guys. Tonight's a perfect night. Not going to be doing any imaging other than collecting some darks. So hopefully I can get a video or 2 edited and ready for upload, and all while the darks are being captured. So with that, let's go ahead and get this thing started. What time is it? 7:54. So let's get this started. We'll do a start capture. You can see I still got 219 frames left. We'll be curious to see what the histogram is going to look like. I'm going to be real curious to see what the histogram looks like when it switches from the 2-minute subs to the 5-minute subs. I want to see how much further to the left that starts creeping in. See how much more noise is being injected. So, if you're not familiar with the histogram, your darks are over here, your lights are over here, for lack of a better term. The lower your signal, it'll start bleeding over once you start getting more and more signal and noise. When you have a high contrast image, meaning I take a picture of the forest, and you hear about high contrast pictures. HDR is another term in the same realm. It's high definition resolution, I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong. And what you'll see there is you'll see good signal in your dark range or your shadows, and good more signal over here on your highlights, your lights, and in the middle it kind of dips, so you'll end up with this double bell curve almost, or sine wave that's kind of cut off over here and cut off over here, and a nice trough in the middle. That's a real high contrast image, which terrestrial photography you kind of want sometimes, but not here in darks. So as you can see, everything is over here to the right. So that's where we want it. Don't quite want that much signal, but that's all right. But there's plenty of good, if you want to learn how to use the histogram for regular photography, There's plenty of resources out there. Tony and Chelsea, Tony specifically, but it's the Tony and Chelsea YouTube channel. He's done video on how to use the histogram, as well as I can't think of a couple of the other guys' name. I don't know if Jared Poland's done one or not. Frono's Photo, another good resource. But just search digital photography histogram, and there will be plenty of videos that'll pop up, and hopefully some of them have better explanation than what I'm doing. Apologies for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to come back when frame 19 is started, so we can see that histogram switch over between a 2-minute sub and a 5-minute sub. But in the meantime, I'm going to get prepped to start editing some videos for you guys. So I will see you back in a little bit. Alright, so we have completed 19 of the 2-minute exposures. Let me get my mouse up here. I'll put my mouse right there. And let's watch this complete here in another 3.5 minutes. Let's see what that histogram looks like. How much is going to jump towards the right? Alright, it's downloading. It didn't move that much. Saw it move just a hair. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's okay. I'll take that. So we're going to let this complete and see how many I get done tonight. Not sure. Let's do a quick calculation. So we got 5 minutes times 200 divided by 60. So that would be about 17 hours with download time. Probably can go to about 5:30, 8:40. So even if we say 5:40, it's going to be 9 hours tonight. Moon's going to be, I might try to finish it up tomorrow night. Moon's starting to get pretty full. So let's look at the photographer's ephemeris real quick here. Showed you guys that earlier. And as you can see, the moon is 84%. So imaging is going to be limited to pretty much clusters next couple nights anyways. Rising before sunset, setting at 2:20, so I could get some imaging on galaxies and nebula later in the evening, like after 3. But I think I'm just gonna, I'll make that call tomorrow night. But as it stands right now, I'll probably finish up the darks tomorrow night. So I'm gonna say good night for now. Be back tomorrow night. Try to finish out this video. More importantly, finish out these darks. And then we'll go through reprocessing these. All right, and we are done with day 3 now. So, as you can see, I had to do 86 last night of the 5-minute subs at 1600 ISO. So let's just double check over here. Select, and there's 86. So we are done collecting the subs. Let me get those moved over. And 1600 5-minute. Paste. Okay. So we now have 100 of each. So pretty short video this time. Just a simple how I collect my darks and biases. Didn't get a chance to do my flats yet. Hopefully I can do that in a couple of days, maybe this weekend, I'm not sure, but in the meantime, probably will update the master flat and master super bias sometime soon, so I'll record that when I do that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and clear skies. Stay for the outro.
Thanks for watching yet another episode from the Astro Ninja Journey channel. Really appreciate your viewership. In our upper right, we have the latest video that I have posted prior to this one. Down in the lower right, we have what YouTube thinks you will enjoy. Below is a subscription link. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you so choose, ring that bell if you want to get notified of something new, and as always, thank you, clear skies. Remember, dude.